Um, that one has space. So in Small Basic, I'm going to show you how you can have fun drawing shapes. You know, sometimes in Scratch, you can use a sprite to, you know, everything, all those objects in Sprite that are called sprite. You can use it to do anything. For example, you can pick up a lion, you can pick up anything. You can even use yourself as what? As a sprite to do anything you want to do. So today we're going to look at, I'm going to go to chapter 8 of our manual. So what you do now is that kindly go to chapter 8 of our manual.
Okay.
No, just go to chapter 8. That is page, let me check. It should be page. It should be page, look at page 38. Page 38. Go to page 38. I'm going to share my screen as we begin. I want to explain a few things. Have you found it?
Where about him?
You know the book I'm talking about?
Introducing
Small Basic. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now so that you understand what I mean. Okay, so this is the book I'm talking about, Turtle Graphics. Now, can you see my screen very well?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, so now in this chapter, we are going to look at how we can have fun working with Small Basic. And we'll be working with Mr. Turtle. So today we're going to work with Mr. Turtle, and we're going to use Mr. Turtle to draw shapes, different shapes. So I'm going to show you the principle of drawing shapes. The principle of drawing shapes using Turtle Graphics. Just like you can also do in your Scratch, you can use Scratch to draw different kind of shapes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is that just watch me do this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to launch Small Basic. Then when I launch Small Basic, I will show you what we do with Turtle. Okay, I'm going to launch Small Basic. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is, since I want to work with Mr. Turtle, you know, in Scratch, you can use anything as a sprite. You can use a lion, you can use tiger, you can even use your selfie. You can take a picture of yourself, then put it as a sprite. But here in Small Basic, but in Scratch, you only pick blocks of code. You don't actually write code. You have a code block. You just drag and drop. If you want something to keep running, you use forever loop. But here you write the code. So anything you want to happen, anything you want to see, you need to write the code. Do you understand? So I need to call Turtle for Turtle to appear. So look at what I'm going to do. The first line of code I'm going to type now is to make Turtle to become visible. Now, if Turtle is visible, I can command Turtle to do anything. Okay, I say Turtle. Look at, if I say Turtle on IntelliSense, I say Turtle, I pick it, press enter key, Turtle.show. Now, when Turtle shows, now if I want to see what is happening to Turtle, I will just click on run. When I click on run, you see Turtle is in the middle of my screen. Now, you can see this is Mr. Turtle here. With this Mr. Turtle, I can command it to do anything. Anything I want, I can command it to do anything. So let's begin to command Turtle to do something. Since Turtle had shown, I will go to my line 2. Yeah, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, good. Now, since Turtle has shown, I can say Turtle should move. Now, I can say if for me to move, for example, if you want to move from your sitting room to the kitchen, there is going to be a distance you are going to cover. Do you understand? You're going to cover a distance. Even when you want to move from one point to another point, a distance must be covered. That's why we know that distance is actually, you have to look at amount of space between 2 points. Okay? So now, if you want to, I want to draw a shape. Okay, for example, what is distance? Let me start from that. What do you understand by the word distance?
Like how far it's apart.
What do you say?
Like how far it's apart. Like one place to another place, there's a distance.
Yeah, beautiful. So distance, you have to look at how far a point is from another point. For example, you want to move from point A to point B, you need to calculate the distance. It can be measured in centimeters if it's very small. It can be measured in meters if it's also small, but when it becomes very big, it can be measured in kilometers. Okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to command Mr. Turtle to move. And Turtle will not just move, I will tell Turtle to move at a particular distance. Then see what happens now. I can say Turtle, yeah, see Turtle dot move. If you check the right side of this small basic window, can you read what you see there? There is a operation there that say move. Can you read what is there?
Turtle show, turtle down here.
Okay.
Parentheses.
Okay. What you see now? You see Turtle move. Then in bracket you see distance, and that distance can be measured in centimeters. So when I pick move, I can say I open my brackets and close it. In between the bracket, I can say Turtle should move 150. Let me say 150 centimeters. Now, if I run it now, you will see Turtle will move. Watch. You see, Turtle has moved. Now, depending on what I want to do, for example, I want us to draw give me a plane shape. Okay, let's draw a square.
A square. A sphere.
We should draw what? A square.
A square.
Okay, good. Now, before you'll be able to draw a square, there are things we need to know about square. Can you tell me properties of a square?
It has 4 sides, 4 corners that are equal.
Okay, 4 sides are equal. Good. How many angles does a square have?
0.
What do you mean by 0?
Like no angles.
Does it have an angle?
No.
I don't agree with you. Does a square have an angle?
No.
Okay, let me explain. Now, if you have 2 lines, in mathematics, an angle is formed when 2 lines intersect. Now, if I have line A and I have another line B, once they meet, an angle is formed. Definitely, for you to have a shape, there must be an angle. Now, if you see, look at a goalpost in a football pitch. Now, that, because it's a straight line and the vertical line is a straight line, the horizontal line is a straight line, you're going to form an angle. And that angle is called angle 90 degrees. Have you heard about right angle triangle?
Yes.
Okay, why? If you say right angle triangle, it means a triangle that one of the angle is 90. So now a square actually have angles. All these shapes, they have an angle. As long as it's a shape, there must be an angle because there are lines coming together to form those shapes. Because those lines meet, they must form an angle. Okay, so you don't tell me 0, there is an angle. So a square has 4 angles. and each angle is a right angle. That means it's 90 degrees. So these are some of the background knowledge we need to know in mathematics to be able to write code to draw this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I've asked Turtle to move. You can see my screen, Turtle moved. But if Turtle moved, for me to be able to draw a square, it shows that the distance that I will move have to be the same. If I'm moving 150, I have to turn and move 150 throughout for me to get a square. If not, it will not be a square. He told me that a square has 4 sides and they are all equal. So that is very important. So let me stop this and look at what we'll do. For me to be able to draw a square, you know, if like now you want to draw it in a paper, when you draw a vertical line, you need to turn, you need to curve your hand and move the other way. You can turn right. Then as you are drawing, is it not how you draw? Is it not how you draw? Talk to me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you draw a vertical line, then you need to turn to the other side. You draw another line, you turn again, you draw another line. So what you do in a real paper, we can use code to do that. So that is the essence, but you just need to understand the mathematics behind it. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to turn right. See, as Turtle moves, I will turn right. Just watch what I'm going to do. I can say turtle.turn. Now, let me say you're going to turn. Always pick from IntelliSense. Don't pick everything to avoid error. I've shown you before. Use the arrow key to select what you want and press enter key on the keyboard, and that particular command will be selected. So if I say turtle.turn right, look at what happened. Let me test it and see whether Turtle is in the right direction. Now, see, Turtle moved. Watch Turtle. Do you see that Turtle turned? Do you see that?
No.
So
But
Turtle,
you didn't move
yeah.
because you don't know how long he's gonna move.
Okay, yes, okay. You see, Turtle, but you see, Turtle is facing right now. Because Turtle is facing right, we will command Turtle to move that in that direction. So our Turtle is moving, but because we are drawing a square, we must move at the same distance. All the sides are equal. So that is all the mathematics behind it. You need to know that. If you don't know it, you can't draw it. Remember that coding is application of mathematics. So what you're doing when you're writing code is what you do in mathematics, but you're just applying it. So you understand? So now I'm going to say Turtle should move again. The same distance. I can say Turtle, if I don't want to type this, I can copy this. So you feel free to copy code and paste. Control C, Control V. So everything you have done in Microsoft Word, they work here. They work everywhere. So now I said Turtle should move 150. And if I test now, you see, Turtle has moved up now, turn, and it has moved again. The distance between this and these two lines, they are equal because they're moving at 150 since I'm drawing a square. Then to do this again, I will repeat this action again. I can say Turtle should turn right, and I can copy and paste it, and Turtle should move. Okay, if I test now, you see, Turtle is moving, turn again, come down, and stop. So for me to complete this, I need to turn and move. So once I turn and move, I'm going to get a perfect square. So again, you see, is moving, coming down, then the other way. Good. Can you see this is a square?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, perfect square, well drawn. So what did I do? Right, let's interpret this code very well before we look at how to draw more complex something. Look at this code. You need to stop this for you to be able to review the code. Now I have 8 lines of code here. Some of this code are actually doing repetition. Now, you need to tell me what is line 1 of that code. What is it doing? Line 1, just tell me what.
It's showing you the total.
Good. Line 2, what does line 2 do?
The total is like moving 158.
Okay, 150. That means that is a distance. And if you check line 2, line 4, line 6, and line 8, they are doing the same thing. As we progress in coding, you can do this thing writing like 4 lines or 3 lines. That's what we call loop. We'll do that when we study that. So there's a way you can shorten it. But what I want you to understand that any command you don't issue will not happen. Anything you don't write will never occur. So if I moved and stop, Turtle will stop. So programming is giving computer commanding something to happen. So I have something in mind. I wanted to draw a square, and I'm giving computer a command to draw a square. And if I do it well, it will work. If I don't do it well, it will never work. Okay? All right. So that is Mr. Turtle. I'm going to share this. Let me copy this code. So pick this code on the comment section and pick this code.
The comment section, like in Google Classroom too.
No, not on the classroom, or here on the chat. Sorry, not comment, on the chat. Right on Zoom. Just pick it up. What you do first now is that copy this code, launch your application, test it. I will give you the one you do because I want you to type it yourself. But first of all, I have a feel of how it is moving at your end. So copy this, launch Small Basic. I'll stop sharing. Share your screen now and show me how you copy it and then paste it on Small Basic environment. Okay, so share a screen. I want to see what you're doing. Okay, share a screen. I want to see what you're doing. Okay, good.
Should I go to Small Basics?
Yeah, launch Small Basic. You know, we use the word launch to when we talk about opening an application. Search for it on the, yes, good, that is good. So what you do is, yes, run it at your end, and then I will tell you what you do.
So what should I do?
Have you copied the code on the chat section? You need to copy it so that if you don't copy it, it will not be on the clipboard. Remember, you need to copy it to be able to paste. So copy the code from the top. You have to copy it from the chat. Have you? Is there any challenge?
No. I copied it.
Okay, that is just test it, run it, press F5 function key, or just run it. Now just see how it works and see that it's moving. Okay, that you're going to do the same thing. You know, code is the same anywhere. So once it's working, it's working. Okay, this is a square. Okay, fine. Now, can you see there's something I want to do now? Stop sharing. And make sure you stop sharing. Save that code on your system. Just save it. Go to file, see what you do. I've shown you what to do now. Just go to save as like this, then give it a name so that it will be saved on your local computer. Now I want to do something. For example, Turtle moves very slow. Assuming if I want you to draw slowly, I can reduce the speed of Turtle. Just like you're driving a car, you can determine how far the speed of the car. I can say Turtle.speed. Now this is Turtle.speed. Now, okay, speed. Remember, you pick it from there. Speed is showing. Press Enter key. So speed is equal to, let me say 10. You can experiment this. Yeah, Turtle.speed is equal to 10. If I run it now, this is what happened. Let me run it again. So fast. Okay. So
Oh,
that shows you can increase the speed of the turtle. Let me make it 3 and see what happens. You see, moving at a snail speed. So you understand? I'm just showing you that you can actually control the movement of turtle. But you see, there's something about code. Now, there are 2 things you need to know about code. Okay, all right.
when you're like controlling the speed, if like you're making a spiral and you're controlling like one line and that line and that line, can you choose each speed for each line?
Okay. If I get you, are you talking about if you want to, the main thing here is that the speed object here, the speed method is just meant for you to control the movement. It's just to control the movement. That is basically, if you want it to, the default one is that the way it's moving. But the speed this is used to either increase it or decrease it, if you like that. Like for example, if I want to do something, I can make it to be very fast. I like making it fast so that I can easily test it. I can do it for like 25. And if I do it 25 now, you see, so I don't want to waste time to test my program. I want to see it so I won't waste time. So that is why I have that. But beside that, it's not doing any other thing. Now, it's also good if you want to build a game, you can use it to increase the rate at which you are moving. Okay. So if you have an object, you want the object to move fast. So, and while the other want to move slowly, so you can have a method. And but as we go on, you will understand how you can segment it. But just know that it's just for you to have a control over the movement of the object called turtle. Okay, that's what it does there. Is not if you want to use it, it's fine. If you don't want to use it, it's fine. It all depends on what you want to do. Okay. Do you understand me?
Yes. I have one question. Could
Okay.
you do could you make the program do 2 animals at a time?
To do what?
Like 2 animals at a time, like a turtle and a lion, both make a square?
Okay, to make what?
To make 2 animals make a square at the same time?
Okay, at the same time. Okay, yes. Now, see, you can make it to, you can use this thing to draw even a house, not even a square. A square is very simple. Let me show you something. You can use it to draw any kind of thing you want to draw. All you need to know is how to move. There is one thing I will show you now. I will show you how to turn. You know, you have turn right and turn left. That's what they call turn. Okay, let me show you something now. If turtle moves, and I want, you know, when you have a, okay, let me test it again. This is a square. You know, the middle of, if I cut this into 2 from the diagonal, you know what they call diagonal? Diagonal is the line that can cut this square into 2 parts. Now I'm going to have 2 triangles. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
If you draw a square and from the diagonal, just draw a line, cutting it into 2. Now you are going to have 2 what? Triangles. And they're going to be right angle triangles. So now, but for you to do that, all you need to do is to keep commanding turtle to do something. Assuming I want to cut this into 2, I can say turtle should turn. Now, okay, let's try that. You know, in programming is you try something that is in your mind and test it to see whether it meets what you want. If it doesn't work, you do it again. Sometimes there's no specific formula. It is what you want to do. What I want to do now, we want to cut this into 2 triangles, and maybe to make it to get a complex shape. You can draw a complex shapes, even hexagon, different kind of things, but you need to know loop. We need to know how to work with loop before we'll be able to do that. Okay, look, if I say turtle dot turn, now there's turn there. If you see turn says turn the turtle by a specific angle And that angle means it can be right angle, obtuse angle. You see, that's why the knowledge of mathematics, elementary mathematics, is very important in coding. What is an acute angle? Have you heard about acute angle before?
Yes.
What
It's a
is-
tiny angle. It's the tiniest angle.
Okay,
That's right.
a tiny, yes, but the main thing is that an acute angle is less than 90 degrees.
Yeah.
You are right, it's tiny, but it has to be less than 90 degrees. So, and you have the one that is more than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees, we call it obtuse. Okay, then there's one that is more than 180 degrees. So you have angle at a point, 360 degrees. So what we want to achieve now, you know, if this times out, you log in again, you know, we have 10 minutes to time out. So once it does happens, just log in again. Okay, turtle.turn. Now, okay, I've written turtle.turn. I'm going to turn, let me say I turn at 135 or 140. See what is going to happen. Let me say I will say 135. 135 means is obtuse. Now I'm turning over 190 degrees, then, but I'm not turning up to 180, but it's less than 180. So let me try it and see whether the speed of turtle is high, so it will run fast. Can you see that turtle is trying to cut this thing into two?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the position of the turtle? Turtle is trying to move and then move towards the diagonal and cut it into two. Now, because I actually turned at 135, you can keep trying it. If you want to draw something, just try. You can try 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, I'm listening.
Can you do like diagonal?
You say?
Can you do diagonal?
Can I do what?
Diagonal line.
Okay. Okay, the diagonal. I should do the diagonal. Okay, all right. Okay, let me do that. For me to do diagonal, since I have turned, I need to move. If I move, automatically, it should divide it into 2 parts. That means I'm moving toward the diagonal. Now, I say turtle.move. If I say turtle.move, then let me say I move at, let me try. Let me say 180. I just want to try. If it doesn't work well, we reduce it or we can increase it. That is coding. So you just have to feel free and try. If it doesn't work well, you change it. Now let me try it. Okay. You see it's cutting, but actually did not get to the end. It means I did 180 because diagonal. The diagonal will be more than the other length. Because from the one point of lower diagonal to the other point, it should be more than 150. So if I make it 200, I think you should be able to get to the end.
Yeah.
Okay, that is mathematics. We're just trying to check what is going on. Let me make it 200. Okay, 200. And the speed of turtle, let me make it so that you can see it drawing. Let me make it 6 so that it will not move too fast. Okay, now it's going, it comes down. I think very close. I can make it 205.
205.
You're a mathematician.
No, that's too much. 202.
Okay, you're a mathematician. I love that. So you can see that is programming. It's fun. It's not. It's just for you to express what you have in your mind, and then allow computer to do that for you. That's what we call programming. It's not a rocket science. Just that thing you have in your mind. Put it in the way computer. I'm putting this thing in a language for computer to understand. If you write it in a plain English, it will not work. Because this will not understand a plain English. But I'm putting it using the syntax, the way this program will understand, that's why it's working. Now, if you say I should do 205, good, and I agree with you. I can do 208, maybe let me do 205. That should get to the end. Okay, that should get to the end. And beautiful. Okay, that's fantastic. So you see, we have drawn this. I'm going to ask a question. We can, for us to learn to draw more complex shape, there are some concepts in coding we need to learn. We'll do that some other time, not today. It's called looping, making decision. These are some of the components of coding. We need to learn it bit by bit. Okay, but I want us to think. It's a task. It's like a class drill. A class drill. I'm going to drill you now. You need to think. There's no crime if you fail it. In fact, in programming, the more you fail, the better you learn. So just feel free. See, the more you fail, the better what you learn. So if you fail it, it's not a problem. Then I want you to just think. Let me paste the code so that you have the complete code at your end. Okay, this is the complete one I've sent. So you can copy this. Now, this is the one that I actually called the diagonal. You can copy it and keep it. But I would like you to do something for me now. First of all, copy the code. Copy the new one I've sent. I just added few lines of code.
We did.
Okay. Have you done that?
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. What we'll do now is you will. I will stop sharing. Copy it and paste the code on your on Small Basic. Maybe click on new like this. Click on new. Then paste the code here, and you can save it. You can call it diagonal square, just to separate it from the previous one. Okay, so you can call it diagonal square just to separate it from the previous one. Do you understand?
Yes.
Should we share?
Okay, so now
Should we share our screen?
yes, you share a screen. I stop sharing. Okay. That is good. Okay, run it. But you do something for me now. It's not, does it? I'm not seeing the output yet. Run it again. Are you sure you copied everything?
Yes.
Does
Mama
it?
did.
Is it running at your end? Is it? I'm not seeing it.
Oh, it's running.
Yes.
It's running.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, fine. All right. So what we do now is, I want to click on new. Click on new.
Mute.
Yeah, new here. See new here. Just click on new. I've done that for you, Abby. This is new now. I say click on new. Do you understand? Then as you if you are seeing it, as you have clicked on new, I want you to, let's look at what we have done. We are going to draw a rectangle. We are going to draw a rectangle. And for us to be able to draw a rectangle, there are things we need to know about rectangle. What is the difference between a rectangle and a square?
A rectangle has two sides that are opposite.
The two sides are the same, and the other two sides, like here, are the same.
Okay, good. So a rectangle has two sides equal. So in a rectangle, only two sides are equal. So that means if you want to draw a rectangle, they will not have equal distance. That is the logic behind it. So if it has equal distance, it means you want to draw a square. So how do we think? We're going to make a try, just try. Look at the code that I've written. Look at the square code. Now write your own code. I want to see what you're doing to draw a rectangle. Just feel free, make Turtle show. You can minimize
Do
it.
we have to do a turtle?
Okay.
Okay.